Feet. The thing that some people have a thing for, but I am not one of those people. But yet, here I am modeling it. Well, anyways, grab yourself a nice low poly cafe drink, sit back, relax, don't forget to tip your waiter, and let's begin on this wonderful journey that is feet. Alright, starting off here, once again, we are copying 2AM, his little tutorial. So what we're going to start off here is we're going to move the X and Y to 90 degrees and change this amount of vertexes we have. Once again, duplicating as well, and also stretching both sides to the rough length of the foot itself that we will have. Then from there, what we're going to do is we're going to add 4 loop cuts, which is going to tie directly into the amount of toes that we are going to be creating, which is 5. Extrude that back, merge those vertexes at the end of those. Then we're going to grab that one again, and we are going to extrude that back to the rough length right before our foot. Then we're going to scale it, rotate it, and move it up a little bit. And you'll notice here that when I turn my camera, yeah, no, that's definitely not what's supposed to happen. What we're supposed to do is actually hit the Z key on our keyboard, and then scale it, then move it back. Loop cut it, grab the top face, and move it. As you can see there, it looks a lot more clean and what actually a foot is supposed to look like. And then what we're going to do is we're going to rotate it a little bit just to make sure everything looks nice. Grab that front vertex, edge, to make sure that it actually looks kind of like a kind of raised foot type deal. Then we're going to grab that bottom face, kind of do the same thing. We're just going to add a little bit of definition here to the foot itself. Then what we're going to do is we're going to add a circle into the scene. And then once we add a circle into the scene, we're going to move it back over towards where we would find roughly the top part of our ankle. And then we're gonna raise it up and scale it to size. And then once we get all of that fleshed out there, figuring out the placement, we are going to grab our loop, kind of move it around. This is all just different sculpt tweaks that are going to be different for everyone. But what we're going to do is eventually grab these 2 top and 2 bottoms, and then make a face, and then create those faces on either side. Then what we're going to do is we're going to grab these 4 vertexes at the back and move them down to create the base of the heel. Then what we're going to do is fill in that face, and the same face on the other side. Top 2 vertexes, hit F, just so we can make those faces, and then on the bottom, hit it 3 times to finish off the heel. And there we go, we have a really low poly base foot. Kind of looks alright. It's not too bad, especially for my first time. I'm pretty happy about it. And then from here, we should be safe to add ourselves a subdivision modifier. When we add that subdivision modifier, we notice that the little bit at the foot end, that doesn't look right. What we're going to do is we're just going to recalculate those outsides. That way we get a nice smooth foot or sock at this point. And here we are, we're going to hit some more sculpt tweaks, kind of adding that natural arch to that foot for the toe layout. Make sure everything is nice and clean on that end. And all these sculpt tweaks, once again, just like the hand, are going to be different for everyone. So don't take these as 100% guaranteed. Like, this is set in stone, because it's not. And then once we get everything set apart, what we're going to do is we're going to merge down the vertexes here, and then what I'm trying to do here is actually get to the point where it kind of looks like the topology over from 2AM's foot. However, I eventually give up because it just doesn't end up working out for me, and it looks way too complicated. But I'm settled for this, and honestly, it doesn't look too terrible to me. But I don't know too much about topology science, so we're gonna move on. And then with this next step of moving on, we're going to do a lot more sculpt tweaks just so we can flesh out that foot side, pulling in that top part of the foot making sure it arches properly. And then back here, we notice that the heel is just a little bit too, I guess, flat. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab that knife tool and we're going to cut out a little bit of heel topology over here. Grabbing it from these back vertexes and dragging it all the way across to the other side. Getting that cut out and then moving it to the side view and just moving that out just a tad, just a smidge. Not too bad, but makes it actually look a little more fleshed out like an actual curve of a heel, which is really awesome. Then as we see here, it seems like my foot's a little too short, so we're gonna make it a little bit bigger and a little bit longer. And then with that longness, it kind of does look like a little bit of a clown foot, but that's all right. This is just my first time doing this, so we live and learn as we go. But using proportional editing also helps a lot on top of sculpting. I do a lot of sculpt tweaks here just because I'm just trying to flesh out everything possible. And then I would show you how to make a foot, but as you can see, my dumbass decided to not record it. So here we go. We're gonna actually show you how to make these toes, because apparently I forgot to hit record, so I completely modeled all of these toes, got everything joined up, everything. So I'm just gonna show you quickly how to make a toe. So we're gonna do the same rotations in 90 degrees, get the same amount of vertexes down, which should be 6. And then here we go. What we're gonna do is we are going to extrude it, loop cut it, move that loop cut to the front, create 2 faces. Then what we're gonna do is go to the side view, and then we're gonna grab bottom 2, move them back, front 2, and then move them back even farther, just to kind of get that little toe curve there. Then once we do, we're gonna grab that back loop, extrude it back, move these up, and then kind of angle that middle loop kind of down a little bit more to help with an ease. Then we're gonna add a subdivision modifier, apply that subdivision modifier, and then we're gonna start scaling to move everything in the proper orientations. And then as you can see here, we're gonna start getting that knife tool to make proper topology. And then I noticed real quick that I messed up real quick because I have to go right before the subdivision, because what we're supposed to do is grab these top vertexes up here, and then we're supposed to widen them to add a wider base at the top of the toe, because it's not like a finger. It's more or less like a separate, it just has a wider top to it. But then after we fix that, definitely do the same thing, pinch on the middles, and then do some toe nail topology here, doing little cutouts with the knife tool here. It does look a little weird, but just trust the process here. But once we cut all of that in, we fix that end-on up at the front, and then we have ourselves a toe. And then basically what you do is you rotate that and slam that onto the front end of your foot, just the same way how we did the fingers, and then you get the toes. And my goodness, do these feet look a little bit off. They don't look crazy off, but they just look a little bit off. I will definitely have to also forbid myself and ban myself to also studying some toes and some feet. But that will come after my hand studies, because I feel like my hands are a little bit worse off than my feet. And yes, I did put a blockhead on top of him just so I can make sure and make myself laugh a little bit, you know? We gotta make ourselves laugh. But all in all, this is the process of the foot and everything else. I hope you guys enjoyed. Feel free to stay tuned, because I'm going to be documenting the full thing. Thank you for watching. Feel free to leave me a comment of something that you would want to see possibly, and then I may do it later on. But as of now, this is my terrible foot, my terrible hand. I need to go study some models. But have a great rest of your wonderful days. And thank you for stopping by. I probably said thank you a billion times already, so feel free to take whatever thank you you want. But I hope you have a wonderful day, guys. And I'll catch you guys next time. Peace!